On October 28, 2025, Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica as a catastrophic Category 5 storm, marking the most powerful hurricane to strike the island in its 174 years of recorded history. With sustained winds reaching 185 miles per hour and a path slicing diagonally from St. Elizabeth in the south to St. and in the north, Melissa left a trail of destruction, testing the limits of Jamaica's infrastructure, emergency preparedness, and resilience. Travelers in Jamaica have been warned of the risk of catastrophic flash floods and landslides in Jamaica, as Hurricane Melissa is expected to hit on October 28th. The Class 5 hurricane has quickly become the strongest storm in the world this year, as well as the worst to hit Jamaica in decades. It is expected to cause severe damage to the island, as well as neighboring Caribbean nations such as Haiti and the Dominican Republic. A UK Foreign Office warning highlighted, "A hurricane warning is in effect for Jamaica and, whilst Melissa's exact trajectory is not known, it is expected to bring exceptional levels of rainfall to the whole of Jamaica." There are estimates for up to 700 millimeters of rain, storm surges around coastal areas bringing waves of up to 4 meters, and winds of up to 135 miles per hour. Catastrophic flash floods and landslides are likely. Jamaica has shut its 2 main international airports, the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay and the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston, making it impossible to travel to or from the island. Following the passage of the hurricane, a comprehensive assessment of the airport will be conducted to determine when it is safe to resume operations. Updates will be communicated promptly, Sangster International Airport said in a post on X. When the airport reopens, passengers are asked to confirm their flight status with their airlines before traveling to the airport. The Norman Manley International Airport echoed this message, also informing travelers that JetBlue flights for Tuesday and Wednesday were canceled. Our top priority remains the safety and well-being of our passengers and airport workers. We continue to work with all the relevant authorities, and updates on airport operations will be communicated via our social media platforms and the media, the airport also highlighted in an X post on Sunday. This has led to hundreds of travelers being stranded on the island due to multiple flight cancellations and delays. Other travel companies such as TUI are also closely monitoring the Jamaican travel situation. Jamaican ports are also currently closed to shipping and cruise ships, with several cruise lines like Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean already having canceled stops at the island and rerouted ships to other ports in the Caribbean. Both Jamaican and international officials have issued multiple warnings to travelers to find somewhere safe or stay where they are until the hurricane passes, which could take several days. The Jamaican government also has a list of available hurricane shelters for travelers worried about finding safe shelter. The UK Foreign Office has set up a helpline for citizens stranded in Jamaica who need help. Consular support can be accessed at 876-936-0700. However, it also warns that it may take some time for airports to reopen and that travelers should be prepared for serious shortages of food, accommodation, water, and health services after the hurricane passes. Travelers can monitor live updates from the Jamaican airport authorities about airport reopening schedules. The Jamaican government also advises holidaymakers on package tours to follow their tour operators' advice. Most holidaymakers who have had their trip canceled before they have left home due to the hurricane should be able to access a full refund through their tour operator. Although this sometimes depends on whether a country's foreign office has issued a warning against all but essential travel to a destination, several tour operators will also consider local travel warnings. Even if the holiday has not been officially canceled, travelers who are uncomfortable visiting Jamaica under the current circumstances should be able to cancel without extra cancellation fees. Some operators may also provide full refunds in these cases. Certain insurance providers may also cover the cost of the canceled trip due to local government travel warnings. However, this varies according to individual plans and often applies only to policies bought before the weather forecast or warning was issued. Travel agents are responsible for finding new, safe accommodations for clients forced to evacuate due to the hurricane. Some airlines may also need to find passengers new flights home or refund ticket costs if natural disasters cause flight cancellations. However, they are not responsible for covering other associated costs and reimbursements due to this disruption. Hurricane Melissa is the worst storm in the world so far in 2025, having already caused 3 deaths in Jamaica, another 3 in Haiti, and 1 in the Dominican Republic. It is likely to have a catastrophic, life-threatening impact in Jamaica, with the International Federation of Red Cross estimating that around 1.5 million people on the island could be affected. Already being dubbed the storm of the century in Jamaica, Hurricane Melissa's effects are likely to be felt in the Turks and Caicos Islands and the Bahamas, as well as eastern Cuba. Jamaica's high mountains are likely to exacerbate Melissa's rains. As it is a slow-moving hurricane, there are also higher chances of more rainfall in concentrated areas, which could greatly increase the chances of flooding. This could be devastating for Jamaica's low-lying and flood-prone areas. With power supply already disrupted for about 50,000 Jamaicans, Hurricane Melissa also has enough strength to cause severe damage to hundreds of homes and buildings. Hannah McLeod, a 23-year-old hotel receptionist in the Jamaican capital of Kingston, said she boarded up the windows at her home, where her husband and brother are staying. She stocked up on canned corned beef and mackerel and left candles and flashlights throughout the house. "I just told them to keep the door closed," she said. "I am definitely worried. This is actually the first time I'll be experiencing this type of hurricane." Parts of eastern Jamaica could see up to 30 inches, 76 centimeters, of rain, while western Haiti could get 16 inches, 40 centimeters. The Hurricane Center said, citing the likelihood of catastrophic flash flooding and numerous landslides. Mandatory evacuations were ordered in flood-prone communities in Jamaica, with buses ferrying people to safe shelter. But some insisted on staying.
This is what going on, and
"I hear what they say, but I am not leaving," said Noel Francis, a 64-year-old fisherman who lives on the beach in the southern town of Old Harbor Bay, where he was born and grew up. "I can manage myself." His neighbor, Bruce Dawkins, said he also had no plans to leave his home.
the river is going the wrong way.
"I am not going anywhere," Dawkins said, wearing a raincoat and holding a beer. The fisherman said he had already secured his vessel and planned to ride out the storm with his friend. Several towns along Jamaica's southern coast already reported power outages as winds picked up throughout the night. "My only concern is flooding, because we live near the sea," said Hyacinth White, 49, who said she had no plans to evacuate to a shelter. Officials said the biggest storm surge was expected in the Black River community in western Jamaica, where Sandra Walker was the sole street vendor working just hours ahead of the hurricane. "I have no choice but to be here," she said as she sorted potatoes, green bananas, tomatoes, and scallion stalks in her stall. Walker, a single mother of 2, is still struggling to recover after Hurricane Beryl destroyed her business and home last year. She lives by the ocean but does not plan to go to a shelter because she had a terrible shelter experience during Hurricane Ivan, when the facility offered only a handful of tins of corned beef to share.
So I'm not able to go on the balcony. So this is
Jamaican government officials said they were worried that fewer than 1,000 people were in the more than 130 shelters open across the island. "It's way below what is required for a Category 5 hurricane," said Daryl Vaz, Jamaica's transport minister, who urged people to be smart. "If you are not, unfortunately, you will pay the consequences."